morning. I had a great night's sleep last night. Getting up and out nice and early by 6 a.m., finishing up my breakfast, packing up. We'll be on the road here shortly. Checked out and on our way. The place definitely has an old feel, like this building's been here for a while. Kind of makes you wonder how old it actually is. Today I think is going to be about 37 kilometers, getting away from the coast a little, up some river valleys, and making our way to a small Michino eki that has a little camping area. I think the first half of the day we're just going to be skirting around the coast, in and around some of these hills, and maybe get some coastal views for a little bit, and then we start dipping up some mountain valleys. Pretty calm and quiet this morning. I'm on a little bit of a detour. I don't think this is going to add much distance at all, but those signs saying the coastal road was closed and not reopened yet. Gotta go through the 490-meter Kugami Tunnel. This is the little coastal town of Higashihama. Back on the little coastal road. No shoulder, but there's also no traffic. Oh, coming over this pass, there's a marker here. We're crossing into Hogo Prefecture. Sweet. I like this little roadside walk. There's no traffic. I've seen bear poop up here, and a snake. Get some views of the water, cliffs and stuff. I like it up here. Another small harbor community. I don't even know what this town name is. I think it's all been incorporated into Shinonen, which is a town I'm going to stop in for a resupply run. I think that's still like 9 kilometers away though. I definitely feel like I'm in one of those small towns where there's probably never been a foreigner before. This place is kind of out of the way. Merged onto Route 178, 6 kilometers to Shinonen. It's just a small town, but they got a konbini there I can load up with. I'm definitely loving this first half of the day. Along the coast, big rocky cliffs and things out there. Got another tunnel we're dropping into. We're getting lots of back-to-back tunnels. Not too long though. Passing through another fishing village. Starting to come into the town of Shinonen. Aiming for a konbini down there somewheres. I think it's on the far side of town, so we still got about 3 kilometers away. Here's the Lawson for the resupply. I'm going to be kind of remote for the next couple of days, so I got to do some investigating and see where my other resupply options are at. I may need to load up a couple days worth of food. I'm definitely hungry and ready for a sit-down break. I've been going continuous since this morning. It's a little after 10, so nothing's really open for lunch yet. And there's a Michino eki just like 500 meters up. So I think I'm going to load up with all the supplies I need after I figure out what I need, and then move up to the Michino eki and have an early lunch there, take a break. Now loaded up with food, got what I think I needed. I'm kind of hoping I can find a random lunch place between today and tomorrow to help even out the food. But this is Hamasaka no Sato, I think is the Michi no Eki. And we'll find a place in here to tuck in, have some lunch. All done with lunch, ready to work on the second half of the day. We're moving away from the water and up into the hills, following up some river valleys. Lots of rice planted up in this valley. Seeing this vending machine up ahead has just reminded me that when you're really remote, a lot of these vending machines aren't programmed to accept the new 1,000 bills and the new 500 yen coins. Somewhere in the last year, they've redesigned some new currency, and the older machines aren't programmed to read the new stuff. So currently, I only have the new 1,000 bills, so I've been stuck a few times when I'm trying to get something to drink, and the machine keeps spitting the bill back out at me thinking it's counterfeit. The road's slowly getting narrower around corners and such. There's traffic out here, but luckily it's pretty few and far between. This is funny. I was just talking about how when you're pretty remote, you can find machines that don't have the new 1000s, but this one actually does. It's good for the new 1000 bills. There's a little critter rooting around down there. That might be a tanuki. It kind of looks like one from here. A lot of moving uphill up this valley this afternoon. Well, this looks like we're at the top of the pass. That's been a heck of an uphill climb. It'd be nice to get some downhill for a while. Let's stop for a second to take in the view of the other side of the valley here. Well, I went from one small side road, now I'm on an even smaller side road. I get the feeling that nobody's come down this way in a long time. I was passing by a couple of houses up here. The roofs are all collapsed from some tree that fell on it some decades ago. This is definitely the road least traveled. I just hope I don't get to some kind of roadblock place where a landslide had taken it out and it's never been repaired. Well, I guess we're near the bottom of the valley. There's a little stream. This has been a great little back road adventure. This just looks like a pile of those family grave markers. This seems kind of sad. We're almost to our destination, passing through this little village. We only got about 1.5 kilometers left. Looks like we made it. Michi no Eki Ayu no Sato, Yadagawa, with the attached Yadagawa campground. Pay site, so we gotta check in here. And I think there's just kind of some bathrooms and basic amenities, souvenirs. We'll check it out. Good to go, all set up in the designated camping area, right by the river. There was one more designated tenting area, which is kind of over there, closer to the road. I think that was a better, flatter area. This place is kind of lumpy, which is kind of the one site right where I'm set up, but I made it work. I'd rather be here anyway, instead of by the road. So I think that's it for today. It was a big, I think about 38 kilometers, and it's going to be the same for tomorrow as we're continuing to move to the next hotel area. Tomorrow is going to be camping in a tent, and then day after that I think I'm in a hotel and taking a zero. So we're just keeping pushing for that. But we got a good night, stay here. We're doing good so far. That's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the morning. Had a lovely stay this morning. Leaving the Michi-no-eki. Nice little red bridge out that way. Morning. Great night's sleep, listening to the sounds of the river. And it was warm too. It was nice and comfy. I think it's like 15, 16 degrees, something like that. Like perfect temperatures. But we're up and out nice and early because in my planning notes, I was showing this as 37-kilometer day to get to the next campground. But as I loaded up in the maps, it's telling me the shortest route is 40 kilometers. And I can't figure out any shorter route. So I guess it's going to be a 40-kilometer day. So we'll get moving here. Following this nice river valley. No steep, crazy inclines just yet this morning. Lots of room for rice paddies. Dozens of little minnows jumping like crazy down there. I'm passing through another small valley town, and I happen to glance behind me one last time, and I look up a little bit. I almost missed this. Look at this complex. I'm gonna be taking a left here, merging back onto Route 9. Now this road's got heavy traffic, no shoulder. We're disappearing into a tunnel for 790 meters. This is the fun part. All made it through safe enough. There's no way around that one. The only way is through. I don't know if there's any more tunnels in our future. I have not paid that close attention to the route, but there probably will be. Taking a left here at the stoplight, getting off Route 9 onto 482. Should be a lot less traffic now, hopefully, once we make this turn. There's still some cars every once in a while, but it's significantly lighter traffic. Definitely gaining some elevation. Gradual enough, though. It's not too steep. The length on this tunnel says 3,692 meters. That's almost twice as long as the longest one we've done before. Right at the start of the trail down at the southern end of Kyushu, that one was 2 kilometers. This one's almost 4. We'll be in here for almost an hour. But at least we got a nice, wide sidewalk. And traffic is very minimal, so hopefully it's not too echoey loud inside. I'll see you guys on the other side. This tunnel is huge. I was just thinking, how did they get the boring machine up here? The road is not wide enough for a machine this size. There's the halfway sign. 1,850 meters on both ends. As far as going through tunnel experiences go, this was actually not that bad. I don't mind being in a tunnel. The temperature was nice and cool. The tunnel itself is so big that it really doesn't echo that much at all when cars are going by. And traffic's been pretty light anyway. We made it all right. Well, this is cool. There's a Michi-no-eki coming up in 2 kilometers. Kannabe Highlands. I did not know this was going to be along the route. Definitely drop in there. I'm starting to feel a little hungry. I think it's about 10:30 or so. We'll see if there's anything open for food when we get there. We'll have lunch if we're able. Otherwise, I'll finish up my last couple of snacks. I think I have 1 rice ball and a sandwich of some type. We'll see what we got. Here we are. Definitely due for a rest stop. If there's a restaurant here, which there might be, stuff just might start to be opening for lunch. Well, there is a restaurant here, but they don't open for another half hour, so I'm just going to finish up the snacks that I got remaining and probably just continue on. Back on the road. That was kind of an interesting experience in there. As soon as I entered, I was walking around checking out some of the souvenirs and things, and there was a group of about 30 kids, I would say between the ages of about 10 to 12, and they were all speaking English to each other. It was just very unusual in a country where everyone speaks Japanese and you've been used to Japanese for a long time, and all of a sudden there's all these kids running around speaking English, and it's like, what is this? What is going on? Where are all these kids from? I found one of the adults in the group and had to ask. They said they're an international exchange school out of Nagoya, and they were on a field trip, and they were just there for a little rest stop. But Nagoya is not close to here, so it's still like 300 kilometers away or so, and we're definitely in the middle of nowhere, so I don't know where they were driving to, but it was just a funny experience seeing all that. 24 degrees, cloudy and humid. We're definitely in the descent out of the highlands. Kannabe Highlands, I think it was called, something like that. Jugo no Taki waterfall. Looks like a little path you can get down underneath it, behind the falls or something. You can follow that down. I found a family mart here right on the corner as I'm passing by. I think this is going to be my resupply run. Might as well knock it out. Yeah, good to go. Ready to finish up the day. Got about 7.5 kilometers left, I think, to a campsite I'm aiming for. I think this is all the town of Hidaka, or it's been incorporated into a larger town and renamed into something else. I don't know. We still got a couple kilometers to go yet, but that hill right in front of us is going to be our camp for the night. We're camping somewhere up there in a field. There's where we're going, up Daishiyama. Almost there. Just a little bit further. This should be a free site. First come, first serve. In a big field. And it's kind of remotely out of the way. I'd be surprised if anyone else is up here. And here we go. Made it up to the campsite area. There's a couple people around. Car camping and such. Kind of a multi-tiered area. There's bathrooms up there. So everyone looks like spaced out enough to where there's enough private room for everyone here. I think that's going to be it for today. I hate pushing large kilometer days. It's practically a marathon, but we got to do the same for tomorrow to get to a hotel, and we're definitely taking a 0 for the day after. A well-deserved rest. It's supposed to rain starting around midnight to noon, I think. Hopefully light and intermittent like it usually has been on rainy days, but it's already starting to sprinkle a little bit, so I'm prepared for the worst. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm super dead tired. I'm gonna get food, take care of videos, go right to bed. So thanks for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.